Hi, it's Nathan here, and today we're talking about the approved supplier register. So this is one of the core registers that you'll need if you're going for ISO certification. And it's basically a document where you store the names of the approved suppliers. Now, most ISO systems should have like an onboarding process for suppliers. And now it's not all suppliers need to be onboarded. It's just suppliers that will have an impact or a significant impact on the safety, environmental, or quality performance of your company. So the main ones we come across are subcontractors in construction. If you're engaging a subcontractor to come on your site and do a job, obviously that affects your health and safety on your site, and it also affects the quality of your product. So there needs to be an onboarding process for that subcontractor. Typical onboarding process for a subcontractor would be a subcontractor pre-qual. Doesn't need to be hard, doesn't need to be difficult, but collecting their basic documentation like SWIMs, insurances, licenses, competencies for their staff. We have a bit of a checklist that you go through. And then once they've filled that out, they are now an approved supplier, and they go on the approved supplier list, with the idea being that we don't just go to the phone book and hire anyone to work for us. We go to our approved supplier register. So subcontractors are the main ones, but also suppliers of plant and equipment. Now, if they're a reputable supplier, like if you're buying materials from Bunnings, you don't really need to do a supplier pre-qualification on them. Good luck getting them to fill that out. You can sort of just rely on the fact that they're a national reputable supplier. Things like trade tools or other well-known reputable companies that supply tools, they're supplying them to Australian standards, so you can just add them to the approved supplier register. Interesting ones would be where if you're a company, and we do have companies like this where they're importing stuff from overseas and selling it, and then that has a direct impact on the mainly quality of your product or service, and then making sure that you have a process in place to make sure that the products that are being supplied from overseas actually meet Australian standards, and they're going to meet the requirements of your client. So yeah, I hope that helps. See you next time.